Have you ever thought about why some people seem to dislike you right away, even when there's no reason? It's like no matter what you do, someone is always looking at you with dislike or contempt. Why some people just hate us is a mystery that isn't always caused by what we do or say. Sometimes the reasons for this hatred are deeply rooted in psychological issues. Understanding this phenomenon isn't just interesting, it's necessary for navigating the complicated social dynamics we face every day. In this special video, we'll look at the 9 reasons why people can develop intensely negative feelings toward us. Before we start, I want to thank you for all the support you've shown me. It's a pleasure to make these videos and even more so to read your loving comments. You can turn on notifications and click the like button if this is your first time on the channel. Click the bell so YouTube can tell more people like you about this video. Let's start this road of change together. Are you ready? One person who is envious and jealous? Being envious or jealous of someone else is one of the most common and deep reasons others may dislike you. These harmful feelings can turn awe into dislike and respect into anger, just like real poisons can affect relationships. People feel envy and jealousy when they see something in you that they wish they had, but think they can't get. This feeling can be caused by many things, such as your professional or personal success, as well as parts of your personality or way of life. Often, envy and jealousy are signs that someone is unhappy with their own life. Instead of finding inspiration in your successes or being happy for them, they see your qualities and accomplishments as a reflection of their own flaws or lack of luck. This feeling can turn into deep resentment, making them want your failure or downfall to ease their own pain or dissatisfaction. When someone is envious or jealous, they may resort to gossip, slander, or even sabotage to bring down your efforts and accomplishments. They may try to discredit your work or spread lies about your character in order to knock you off the pedestal they see you on. It's important to remember that envy and jealousy are their problems, not yours. It's easy to take the hate personally and start questioning or blaming yourself, but you're not responsible for someone else's feelings of inferiority or dissatisfaction. Your accomplishments and qualities shouldn't be put down because someone can't deal with it. With their own problems inside, Marcus Aurelius once said, "Don't worry about things that you can't control." Other people's feelings of envy and jealousy are clearly things you can't control, and Stoicism stresses how important it is to focus on what you can control: your own actions, what you think and feel. It can help you deal with these difficult situations if you know that envy and jealousy are often the reasons why some people hate you. You need to be able to deal with these bad feelings in an adult and passive way so they don't affect you. This is an important skill for keeping your peace and continuing your personal and professional growth. There were 2 mistakes and bad communication. At first glance, these facts may not seem important or small, but they can cause deep and lasting resentments. At the heart of these mistakes lies a lack of clarity or a misunderstanding in how we say things or understand what others say. Misunderstandings happen when the meaning of a message is different from how it is understood. A misspelled word, a voice tone that is taken the wrong way, or even a face expression can give the wrong impression. If you don't communicate clearly, you might get the wrong idea about someone's intentions or attitude, which could make them think you are rude, indifferent, or even hostile. On the other hand, bad communication is a major cause of emotional barriers and misunderstandings. This can happen if we don't say what we're thinking and feeling clearly, leaving room for misunderstandings. Not being able to actively listen and fully understand the other person's point of view can cause you to make bad assumptions and decisions. These situations are good for making people feel bad, because when people feel confused or think they have been misunderstood, they may start to form an opinion based on these failed communication experiences. Starting with a small mistake can quickly turn into hostility that has little to do with the real situation or the relationship itself. It is important to recognize that misunderstandings and poor communication are major causes of the. It is important to avoid negative emotions if you want to stay away from unjustified hate. In all interactions, it's important to communicate clearly, honestly, and openly. It's also good to give people the benefit of the doubt and ask for clarification when you're not sure. By doing these things, You can avoid unnecessary anger and keep relationships on a healthier, more positive foundation. 3 differences in core beliefs and values. Everyone in the world has their own set of values and beliefs that shape how they see the world, what they do, and how they act. When these values clash with those of another person, it can lead to arguments and finally hatred. Value differences can be about anything from politics and religion to work ethics and lifestyles. If someone thinks their values are the only ones that matter, they may see anyone with different ideas as an enemy or a threat. This US versus negative attitude can quickly turn an argument into contempt, which is a common cause of conflict between people. Also, when someone's beliefs are strongly ingrained, any challenge to them is often seen as a personal attack. This can make them very defensive, leading to hostility toward the person they see as a threat. When people don't try to understand the other person's point of view, and instead make assumptions, the conflict goes beyond different ideas and turns into a battle of identities and worldviews. These differences can also lead to stereotypes and hasty judgments. They make it harder for people to understand and empathize with each other. These judgments can turn into hatred, especially when they are fueled by unacknowledged fears or biases. In Stoic philosophy, it is emphasized that our beliefs and values come from our own experiences and perceptions. Stoic philosopher Epicurus said that each of us is the result of our own upbringing and education. Because of this, it's normal for people to have different values and views, which encourages open communication. Tolerance and respect for differences not only keeps people from being mean, but it also makes our own experiences and understanding of the world richer. Realizing that not everyone will share our views is an important part of living together peacefully in a pluralistic society. The effect of rumors and gossip read by third parties is another important thing that can make people hate others. These whispers, which are often false or overstated and are said with malice or just to stir up trouble, can be very harmful. They can unfairly and often permanently change how people see you. In social interactions, rumors and gossip spread quickly and change people's minds before you even have a chance to tell your real story. When rumors start to spread, they can become true, distorting reality and giving people a false impression of who you are. This is especially harmful when the stories are about bad or private parts of your life or personality. The problem with rumors is that they can be very believable, even if they aren't true. People tend to believe what they hear, especially if it backs up what they already think or believe. Also, rumors that are forbidden or sensational make them more appealing, which makes them more likely to spread. Spreading false or misleading information can make people hate you without any proof or justice. The effects can be severe and include social isolation, losing friends, and problems at work and in your personal life. The hatred that comes from rumors is one of the hardest to fight because you're fighting an imagined picture instead of reality. It's important to be aware of how powerful rumors can be in making people hate you. Even if it's hard, you should try to dispel them with the truth and stay true to yourself. Remember that your authenticity and honesty are the best defense against the poison of rumors. Truly believing in your own truth and being open and honest with others can help disprove the lies and improve your reputation. In the long run, honesty and truth will win out over lies. Do harm 5 fears and projections about oneself. This is a complicated fact that is often missed, but it is very important to understanding how interpersonal hate works. If you don't deal with and get over your insecurities, they can turn into envy, resentment, and finally hatred toward people who don't seem to have the same flaws or weaknesses as you. As Seneca said, fears and insecurities can come from a lot of different places, like past mistakes, perceived failures, or social comparisons. When someone is feeling insecure, they may unconsciously project those feelings onto others, especially onto people who seem to represent the opposite of their own insecurities. For example, if someone is feeling insecure about their career, they may develop resentment toward a colleague who is succeeding and moving up in their career. This projecting of insecurities is a psychological defense mechanism that people use to deal with their own feelings of inadequacy. Instead of facing and working through their own insecurities, some people find it easier to direct their anger and frustration onto others, which can lead to feelings of hatred. They are always reminded of their own problems and flaws. Another part of this dynamic is the fear that your skills or accomplishments could hurt someone else, may make someone with deep insecurities see your successes as a reflection of what they lack, instead of as inspiration. This can make them feel bad because they think their position or self-image is being challenged or diminished. It's important to know that someone's personal insecurities and the hatred that comes from them are not caused by what you do or who you are. Instead, they are a sign of the fights that person is fighting inside. Realizing this can help you keep a healthy viewpoint in your interactions and not take these bad feelings personally. Also, being aware of this dynamic can be the first big step toward dealing with these emotions in a kind and understanding way, which can help clear up any confusion and make the environment better. 6. Not having empathy and understanding. In an ideal world, empathy and understanding would guide our daily interactions. However, one of the most obvious reasons someone might harbor hateful thoughts is the absence of these important traits. People can become divided if they can't understand or feel empathy for others' situations and points of view. This can lead to misunderstandings and eventually hatred. If you can't put yourself in someone else's shoes to understand what they're going through or feel what they're feeling, then you don't have empathy. Lack of empathy can severely distort how someone interprets and reacts to the actions of others, causing them to see an offense where none exists and to misinterpret intentions. As a result, they become deeply angry because they don't understand. This lack of understanding is often made worse by prejudice, making snap decisions and not being able to understand the bigger picture. When someone doesn't have empathy, they tend to see things in black and white, which can make them judge others unfairly. While they don't try to fully understand the other person, they often make snap decisions based on assumptions or a quick look at the situation. Egocentrism can also show up as a lack of empathy and understanding. Egocentric people are so focused on themselves that they find it hard to understand or value other people's experiences and feelings. This egocentrism can lead to insensitivity, where they treat other people's problems or successes with contempt. It's easy to see this behavior as hostile or even hateful. To solve these problems, it's important to see that hatred is caused by a lack of knowledge or empathy. You should always keep in mind that the reason someone hates you is usually because of their own mental problems, not because of anything you did. Knowing this can help you deal with these disagreements in a more balanced way, looking for ways to understand each other when you can, or keeping yourself safe from harmful emotional effects. 7. Competition or rivalry. This type of relationship, often steeped in competition and constant comparison, can become a powerful source of negative feelings when competition or rivalry intensifies. It can evolve into hatred that transcends the boundaries of a simple dispute, turning into an obsession without directly harming the person. Competition and rivalry are common in many aspects of life. Whether in the workplace, social circles, or even family relationships, typically, healthy competition can serve as motivation for personal growth and improvement. However, when that competition becomes obsessive, or when the rivalry is rooted in insecurities, jealousy, or past resentments, it can degenerate into a burning desire to see the other person fail. This transformation from competition to hatred often occurs when someone feels constantly overshadowed or belittled by the other. Instead of focusing on surpassing their own limits or achieving their goals, the focus shifts to defeating or diminishing the other. This feeling can intensify when one perceives the other's achievements or recognition as undeserved or that they come at one's own expense. Furthermore, as Marcus Aurelius noted, heightened rivalry can lead to destructive behaviors like defamation, sabotage, or personal attacks. When someone wants to win at all costs, it can make them lose sight of what is right and wrong, which can lead them to do things that hurt the other person. These actions hurt not only the person they are meant to hurt, but also their character and integrity. It's important to understand that competition and rivalry can lead to hatred. Once you recognize these feelings in yourself or others, you can look for ways to turn competition into collaboration, or at least learn how to compete in a healthy and respectful way. Remembering that someone else's success doesn't take away from your own, and that everyone has a chance to shine, can can be a powerful way to stop hatred that comes from competition and rivalry.